This phase in wedding planning feels really weird. It's a little bit stressful for me. Walking down the aisle, there's decorations everywhere. Hello, I hope you're having a fabulous day. If you clicked on this video, you're probably a bride-to-be, and if so, congratulations. I am also a bride-to-be, and I'm very excited about it. We're getting married in 2025. I got engaged in December 2023. My name's Sarah. I post a lot of different types of content, to be honest with you. I was a professional ballet dancer in my past life. Nowadays, I am a content creator, I'm a social media manager, and I'm planning a wedding. So you kind of get a little bit of everything here. I was so surprised when I put up a poll on Instagram asking what video you wanted to see next on YouTube. And so many people said a wedding planning update, which makes me so happy. I'm very much a planner. I love events. I love hosting. So, a wedding is right up my alley. Hello. No, in all seriousness, I've been having a lot of fun with it. And yeah, I'm going to use this video as a little wedding planning update and also just sharing my honest feelings and things going through wedding planning. We're about 10 months out at the time that I'm making this video, actually a little bit less. Quick pause to share that today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. As a content creator and social media manager, I spend a lot of my day online, and you might relate to this, but it's really easy to compare myself to the posts that I see. Most people use social media as a highlight reel of their life, and sometimes my thoughts get the best of me and I fall into that comparison trap. Therapy has been a huge help with overcoming these feelings. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who's trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. When you create an account, you'll answer a couple of questions, and BetterHelp will actually match you with a professional who's experienced in helping people with struggles just like yours. I actually started using BetterHelp back in 2021 when I was going through my career transition and trying to navigate all of the emotions that come with leaving ballet and trying to figure out my next steps. I really liked the fact that I could call my therapist, do a video chat, or even just send a message. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you. Just visit betterhelp.com/SarahGavia or choose Sarah Gavia at sign up to enjoy a special discount on your first month. I'll put that link in the description below. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. So when we first got engaged in December, the very first thing that we did in regards to wedding planning was setting a budget and also setting an amount of people, an estimate of a guest list. Our family, wait, I can't speak and do this. Our families are pretty big, especially David's family. So our guest list is around 140 or 150. However, a lot of people are traveling, so we're estimating that we're gonna get a lot of, no responses. So, we'll see what happens, but that's where we kind of estimated our guest list to be at. I have an entire video where I shared the journey of searching for venues and my dress. So where am I looking? So if you're interested in that video, I will link that below. So now that we're at this 10-month period before the wedding, we already have all of the big vendors done. So that includes our photographer, the DJ, the video, all the main players in a wedding. We have all that secured and done. And if I'm being really honest with you right now, this phase in wedding planning feels really weird because I just spent the last 3, 4, 5 months go, finding all these different vendors, talking to them, emailing, all that stuff. And now it's crickets. There's really not much that I can do in this very moment until a couple months before when we have to do everything. So it does feel a little bit weird in that sense because I wish that I could do more right in this moment, but I think this is good. It's kind of like the calm before the storm. The only 2 vendors that we don't have yet, which I'm working on, is our cake and my hair and makeup. With hair and makeup, I'm really struggling because I don't know what I want at all. So I've been talking with, a hairstylist and a makeup artist, but if you don't know what you want for your wedding, that's a you problem, dude. And that's where I'm at. And then as far as our cake goes, the cake was one of the things that I really didn't hold as a top priority. I always said that from the beginning. There were a couple of things that I wanted to save money on and not splurge on. The cake, the invitations was another one. There were a couple of different things in that category. We're looking to maybe do a little bit of a smaller cake, like a 2-tier or something like that, and then serve sheet cakes, which is really common in weddings. One thing that I've actually changed my opinion on in wedding planning is having a planner. I always said from the beginning that I didn't need a planner. Planners can be quite expensive. Not saying that they're overpriced, because I understand they do so much, so their pricing is very fair. But if you don't have it in the budget, then it can become really difficult to have a planner, especially since it's not necessarily a necessity. But I'm learning very quickly that there are just so many little things that are involved in wedding planning that if you don't have any sort of help on the day of or the month of or whatever, you're gonna forget a lot of things. And the other thing for me was like, I'm very type A, so when it comes to like setting the tables and things like that, there's going to be a certain way that I want things, and I hate the idea of putting that all on my family who's also trying to enjoy the special day, you know? And I certainly can't do it on that day. We decided that we are going to try to find a month of coordinator or a day of coordinator. Our venue does provide someone, but I feel like I've just heard way too many people say that the coordinators at the venues are not going to give you the same type of attention that like a coordinator you pay for would give you. Duh. I think we're going to go for some sort of day of coordinator or month of coordinator, just to have those like final stressors kind of taken care of, and that I don't have to stress on the day, you know? Another thing that I recently added on is a content creator. Now, I know this is not a necessity, but top of my list on our wedding priorities was photos and videos. I'm very big into getting good photos, good videos. To me, that is memories that you show people and you show your future kids and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's really important to me. And beyond just like the professional video, I really, really want like more behind the scenes clips, like iPhone videos, you know, silly moments. But I also don't want my bridesmaids and whoever else to stress about like getting those clips for me. My friend Brittney actually was in the process of becoming a wedding content creator. And of course, I'm so proud of her because it's such a good industry to be in, the wedding industry, and she's so good at it. We used to work together doing content creation and things like that. So I have her helping out with our wedding content. The other benefit is that you get those videos like usually 24 to 48 hours after your wedding. So for me, who is a content creator, and social media is not everything to me at all. Like I would like to obviously enjoy my wedding. I'm not gonna be on Instagram, but after the fact, I would like to have something to share with family on my Instagram, things like that. So I'm excited to have that for sure. I'll link her in the description as well if you're looking for a wedding content creator. I know it can be really hard to trust someone, so I will link her profile down below. So the main things that I'm doing right at this very moment, there are two of them. Number one is the invitations. We already sent out our save the dates. I DIY'd our entire save the dates. Again, like I said, invitations were not top priority to me. I feel like it's a piece of paper that everybody throws out. So for me, not super top priority. I made them myself in Canva. I also love making stuff in Canva. I'm a social media manager, so like that's literally what I do. And I'm planning to also DIY our invitations as well. So since I have the extra time right now and I'm not like, you know, doing so much in wedding planning, I've kind of been getting a head start on those invitations. We are gonna send them out a little bit earlier than I think most people would, only because we have so many people who are traveling. And I also have worked in an industry for years that is very difficult to travel, aka the ballet industry. So a lot of my friends, since we're having our wedding in the spring, they're still working, they're still performing. So I know that a lot of them won't be able to go, unfortunately. I don't know, for me, it's just a little bit more like peace of mind to know who can't go sooner rather than later. Besides the invitations, the other thing that I'm really doing right now is decor. There is obviously a lot of decor that goes into a wedding. There's decorations everywhere. So we do have flowers. I'm really excited to share what we're doing for flowers very soon. Not quite yet. I gotta make sure I finalize everything first. But when it comes to the decorations, I'm kind of leaning towards a more, I don't want to say vintage because that sounds so like lame, but a more like antique-y, gold, classic, timeless type of look. It's funny because a lot of times I gravitate towards like a very girly, like colorful, but for some reason for our wedding, I'm like, I think it should be a little bit more timeless, a little bit more classy. I'm not saying that colorful is not classy, because again, I love that style and I always thought that I wanted that for my wedding. But now that I'm here, I'm like, I kind of like the idea of like something that looks a little bit more timeless, classy, like I said, especially because our venue is so beautiful and it's very like old architecture looking. So I think it's just gonna work so well. I've been searching on Amazon and different places like that because we obviously are on a budget. And so we're trying to get things as cost effective as possible. I will link my entire Amazon list, like the storefront for wedding stuff, in the description. But I'm leaning towards that vibe of the gold, antique-y, vintage-y type of thing. And then the other thing that we're doing right now, we're kind of experimenting with like different songs. Like we're listening to different songs for different parts of the wedding. For example, walking down the aisle, that's a big one. A first dance, that's also a big one. David and I are finding that we're kind of clashing on the song choices, which, you know, it's bound to happen with certain things. We both have opinions. So we're in the process of finding a middle ground of songs that we both like for all the different things. Yeah, if you have any suggestions for walking down the aisle and first dance, that's kind of what we're really mainly focusing on right now. Leave them in the comments. We are very open to ideas, and I'm glad that we are not rushing this and we have a lot of time, so that's good. Basically, when it comes to next steps, I mean, it's kind of everything else. We're in the process of booking our travel to go to the destination of where our wedding's gonna be and do our like food tasting, cake tasting, hair and makeup trial, because we're not getting married here in Austin, so we have to like travel to do all that. And this will be the only time that we go there before the actual wedding, so we're in the process of doing that. And then everything else. So a couple months before the wedding, we're gonna have to finalize like our food choices, figure out what I want for the florals and all that kind of stuff. That's very much in the works. I will keep you updated as more of that gets progressed, but we're kind of at like a standstill right now. I'm a little bit of a planner, so it's a little bit stressful for me. I like really want to be doing something, but there's not much for me to do. But that's where we're at right now. I really hope you enjoyed this. I know this was a little bit all over the place, but that's kind of how my mind is these days as well. So you get what you get, you know? If you did like this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. It helps out the channel a lot. It allows me to create more videos like this. On that note, subscribe if you're not already. I will be updating with wedding stuff. I'm really excited. I was thinking of doing a video on my favorite brands and like the different vendors and stuff that I'm using for the wedding. I'm gonna head out, but thank you again for your support. It means so much to me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.